Okay, so today I want to go over the top 2 exercises for every muscle. Let's get into it. Okay, so one thing I do want to specify is for most of the muscle groups, I am going to say a type of movement, as in like a press or a row. Those are some examples. But then I'm going to specify my favorite version of that. And I'll try and remember for all of them to specify whether that's like just scientifically the best or if I just prefer that or like why I pick the ones that I do. So let's start with chest. So with chest, you're going to want to do a pressing motion and a flying motion. Like it's very simple. So for the pressing motion, personally, I like to do an incline bench as one of my pressing motions. I do 2 pressing motions, but as I said, for this, we're just going to do the top 2. So I like doing some version of incline bench. For me personally, that's an incline Smith machine bench press. You can do whatever incline version you want, but the reason I say incline is because that hits your upper chest along with the rest of it, but typically most people's upper chest is going to be the most lacking part, so I like specifically targeting it for that reason, just because it's going to be the hardest part to develop. So I go with that first. Then, as I said, you're going to want to do a fly motion. So personally, honestly, I'm like going back and forth even still now on like which one I would do. But I feel like the one I prefer is my gym has a seated cable fly. And what I like doing is I'll do my flies, but then what I'll do is at the end, I superset it into like a pressing motion. I'll try and get a video of me doing that. It's a little hard where it is in my gym, but I'll see if I can get a video of me doing that and put that up. But for me, that's probably my favorite. You could also do a pec deck. I'd say either or, just like any sort of fly variation though, is what you're going to want to do there. So I'd say doing those 2 that's going to be like your go-to for chest. For triceps are very simple in my opinion. You're going to want to do a tricep push down. So I feel like that honestly is like the best tricep exercise. And then after that, honestly, I don't even have like a specific one, but you're going to want to do some type of overhead tricep exercise, whether that be a skull crusher, a tricep like push away where your heel is on pushing away from the bar and you're pushing it back over your head like that, or you're just standing next to the cable going up like that, like an overhead extension. Any one of those, honestly, or even like the overhead extension machine. The reason I don't have one is because I swear, like I have to just constantly switch up my tricep exercises because they just bother my elbows. I've tried literally all of them, and like at some point after like a month, they all just start bothering my elbows, and I have to switch. So that's why like I literally have no true strong opinion on what overhead ones do. The only tricep exercise I always do is a tricep push down. Next, we're going to go to back. For back, you're going to want to do some sort of rowing motion and some sort of pull down. So personally, I like doing a close grip lat pull down. That is my favorite type. I do like once every couple of weeks mix in a wide grip pull down just to mix it up a little bit, but I like doing a close grip pull down. For the row, you're just going to want to do a row variation. For me personally, this is 100% just my opinion, I like doing a T-bar row the best. My gym especially just got 2 new T-bar row machines that are like absolutely amazing. Like the stretch, the contraction, just everything about them is so amazing. And T-bar row is like literally one of my favorite exercises in the gym. So for me, that's my row variation. If you like said you like doing a different row variation better, I'm not going to argue with you. For me, I just like doing T-bar the best. Doing those 2 though, for back, you need to do a row and a pull down. Like you just have to. That's the rules. If you have straps for anything back related, just a little side note, I would use lifting straps. If you basically, they don't take your forearm out of it entirely, but they make it so that your forearm doesn't limit you. Especially when I started lifting, that definitely was something that happened to me all the time, that my forearms couldn't keep up with my back strength. So I use straps for pretty much every back exercise. Next one is biceps. So for biceps, there are only so many curl variations. So what I said is I hate doing them, but I know they're good, is doing an incline bench curl. So just curling on an incline bench. One thing to do on that is, I'll back up a little bit so you can see, is as your hand drops, this is gonna be hard because this chair has arms, but as your hand drops, so obviously up here, you're gonna be curled like this. If you can, you almost wanna rotate your pinky in a little bit too, rather than being flat like this. If you can rotate it in, that will, I'm blanking the word, that it contracts. Yeah, that contracts your bicep a little more. Oh my God, brain fart, but there. But as you're going down on the incline bench curls, you're sitting kind of like this. It's hard in this chair, but you almost want to turn your wrist. You don't want to go all the way like this, but if you get your wrist like here and then curl like that, it is such a better stretch because your bicep is involved in wrist rotation. So doing that allows you to better engage your bicep throughout the entire movement. So that's something I switched to a while ago. I love doing that. And then the next thing is you're going to want to do a hammer curl. I love hammer curls. It's a great curl variation. And that way you hit all heads of your bicep. So that's that one. Next, shoulders. I feel like this is probably the easiest and the most accepted answer for any of these. You're going to want to do some sort of press variation. Personally, I switch it up between doing a machine press and a Smith machine press, but you're definitely want to do a press. I like the Smith machine just because it's very easy to drop set and do partial reps and just like really push yourself. So you're going to want to do some sort of pressing motion for your shoulders. And then you're going to want to do a lateral raise. Like I don't know if there's anyone who hits shoulders without doing lateral raises. Like I feel like that might be the most unanimously accepted exercise that just everyone does. So that's pretty much your entire upper body at that point. For forearms, I did forget to mention that. For forearms, I do one exercise. I have a machine at my gym where you put your wrist on a pad and then you can curl like this with it, but most gyms aren't gonna have that. So I would just grab like a D handle, do single arm, or I guess you could grab one of the straight bars and do it double hand, but just wrist curls like this, like on a cable, wrist here, grab it, roll down, and that's it. Or I guess you could put it low and curl up, but whatever. Just do some sort of wrist curl. That's how you're gonna hit your forearms. Next one is going to be quads. So the best quad exercise, and I don't care what anyone else says, is squatting. You're gonna wanna do some type of weighted squat. Personally, my knees just like literally can't handle it. Like I'm hoping to be able to work up to it, but I'm taking it very slow. I've had a lot of knee issues and I don't want to get injured again. So personally, I do a hack squat. So I am doing, I guess, a squat variation, but personally, I would love to be able to just do a barbell squat and train that way, because it is truly just like, it's the best leg exercise. You're hitting, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, you're literally hitting every part of your leg. Like it is just such a great exercise. The second one for quads is, I love me a good leg extension. That one probably is a little bit more personal, but that's also just such like a common exercise that everyone does. So I would say leg extensions. Also, because for me, I love supersetting drop setting leg extensions, which I know is slightly psychopathic, but it's just a good exercise. Next one is hamstrings. For me, for hamstrings, I like doing, the first one's a little personal, I guess. It's definitely still a good exercise, but my exercise of choice would be RDLs. My gym has a machine for it. If you don't, just use a barbell, do an RDL that way. Please be careful while you're doing those if you've never done them before. Very dangerous exercise. It's just like an awkward movement pattern that most people aren't used to doing. So if you're doing it for the first time, go very light because you don't want to hurt yourself. You can hurt a bunch of different parts of your body doing those wrong. Great hamstring exercise though. Also hits your glutes. I will say I'm not doing a glute part of this because I don't really specifically train glutes. I will say if you're just doing squats, RDLs, and hip thrusts, you're gonna hit glutes. Like go look at like any girl workout video for how she grows her glutes. Good chance she's doing at least 2 of those, if not all 3. So back to hamstrings though. Some version of a leg curl is what you're going to want to do, whether that be a seated leg curl where you have the pad over your legs and your legs are curling down, whether that be a lying leg curl, whether that be a standing leg curl if your gym has that, whether it be all you have is a dumbbell and you're laying on the floor doing a leg curl that way. I don't really care. I would just say some sort of leg curl for hamstrings would be another great exercise. Lastly would be calves. Pretty sure that's the only exercise I've left out so far. It's like there's like literally only 2 calf exercises. It's seated calf raises or standing calf raises. So do calf raises. I don't know. Like I can't even tell you what's like. Also, it's calves. Like who hits calves? Like I hit calves once a week and I run. Calf, like come on. We all know that calves are like 99% genetic. You can try your best to train them. Guess what? You're not going to change anything. Please train calves, but you know, it's just calves. This is a pretty basic framework where like if you just did this as like a workout, I guess you'd have to split it. There's a lot of exercises to do, but like if you just split this into like an upper body day and a lower body day, and maybe move shoulders to lower body day just to split the amount of volume, it's a pretty good workout. I'm just looking at this. I have it all written down. Yeah, but this is a pretty basic framework of how to. You're definitely not going to fully hit everything with this, but this is how with only 2 exercises, and these are the best 2 exercises for all these muscles. So, just a reminder, we'll say some of these like are a little bit of my opinion, but most of this is pretty like consensus agreed upon. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys can implement some of these exercises and maybe change up your workout slightly to improve it with all this new stuff you just learned. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.